I've been asked before how our business has changed since using Jobber, and I used to estimate that our revenue had increased by about 25%, but I actually just crunched the numbers and we expanded by 32.5% starting the first year that we were using Jobber. My name is Danielle Russell. I'm co-owner of the Tree Lady Company here in Winter Haven, Florida. We've been in business for 23 years and we've been using Jobber for 4. So when it comes to service, Tree Lady Company offers preservation pruning, structural pruning. We do high-risk removals and focus on arborist consultations. We were dealing with all kinds of issues before we switched to Jobber. I had no way to update the proposals or the quotes in real time if a customer called in to make a change. There was no way to track any hours, any issues on the job site. I also had to be here at all times when the crew was here to make sure that they had the information that they needed. Jobber is all about the data. We have constant information about every aspect of our job. Our goal is to make about $99 per man hour, but we, on top of that, include what we call burden, and that's about 30% that covers our insurances, different fees that it costs to have employees. So I'm able to go into our job costing and input not just my employees' pay rate, but also that 30% burden. And when they're clocking in and tracking their time on their jobs, I'm able to get real-time information on how much time was spent, what guys were there, what their exact cost is. But I'm just brainstorming or eyeballing. I don't really have data that I can go off of to see if we're making any money. When my crew makes it to a job, they've always done an initial walkthrough to check for job site hazards, utilities, issues that they need to be aware of before they get started. They click off all those items on the checklist. That's the time when they take photos and include in notes any issues of concern. Jobber includes a timestamp, so I'm able to show my clients whenever they have an issue or a concern, this is what time they got there, this is when this photo was taken. I actually spent an afternoon going in and setting up our checklist so they're very specific to our company. I put in local utility services, emergency services, urgent cares, hospitals for each different town that we work in so that my guys are always equipped, always prepared on the job site if an emergency pops up. They are empowered to do that themselves. They're not having to Google what the nearest hospital is. They have all of that information there. If I could only choose one Jobber feature to keep, it would be the client communication. I feel like I've got an extra set of hands in the office just by the emails and text messages that Jobber sends on my behalf. I couldn't live without that. It's completely changed the way that I work in the office because half of the time that I used to spend on the phone, I'm able to utilize in different ways now. If I had to describe Jobber in one word, I would say transformative. It's changed almost every aspect of our business. I'm heading into maternity leave soon, and I genuinely don't think that would have happened if not for Jobber. I have the freedom to have a life outside of this business now. I am able to have a family and have time at home and be able to, chase that dream while still running a business. It's just kind of changed everything.